I'd like first to thank for inviting me to contribute to this discussion regarding the necessity and the possibility today to establish a new relationship between mountain villages and the urban areas. A win-win relationship, far away from the traditional approaches that are based on the principle that mountains are disadvantaged areas. And this idea comes from the comparison of mountains areas with urban areas. And we know very well that the development models on which this comparison is done is built on the necessity and on the specificities of urban areas. And there is a complete lack of attention on mountain specificities and vocation. And trying to adopt this kind of model, development model in mountain villages generates consequences, bad consequences like no sustainable development, brain drain, depopulation, marginalization. Okay, so can I? It's not so easy. Maybe if I change the position, it will be best for me. Okay, so the competition in this condition is not proper for mountain areas, and giving money is not the solution. Giving money to compensate the disadvantages is not the solution. Without a vision based on mountain uniqueness, giving money can create damages, as we know very well, as demonstrated by the demographic and socioeconomic data. Nowadays, there is a growing awareness about the fact that it is necessary to develop specific resource-aware models, development models for mountain areas, based on the specificities. And another important point is innovation. Specific resources can become really key elements for economic development of mountain areas, but it's necessary to adopt innovative approaches, and innovative approaches comes from research and comes from specific educational activities. And another important point, the third point, is that the framework matters, because to produce relevant and useful results, it's important to be aware about the specificity of that place, know very well that place, but live and work in that place is really, really important to understand which are the priorities. Unimont, the University of Montana, is based on these three pillars. Is a branch campus of a big university, the University of Milan, settled down in a little village in the central Italian Alp, Edolo. And Edolo is a municipality with less than 5,000 inhabitants. And in Italy we have 70% of our municipality have less than 5,000 inhabitants, and the majority are placed in mountains, and are the villages, the municipalities suffering from depopulation and socioeconomic disadvantages. So we are at the center of the crater with this branch campus. Unimont was born more or less 20 years ago from an alliance between the university and the territory. Some local institutions realizing that it may be the right way to promote the sustainable development of mountain areas is to invest on human capital and on innovation. And now we are in a small village, a real bridge connecting mountains and city. Unimont is composed by a research center dealing with research and innovation, permanent training and dissemination of knowledge, services and networking, and a bachelor degree in conservation and sustainable development mountain areas, a 3-year-long bachelor degree. Here, the results. After 20 years, we have now 230 students, more or less, at each year in Edolo, that is 160 kilometers from Milan. 81% of the students comes from Lombardy, but they comes also from all over Italy, and are young that choose to live, to study how to live in mountain area, producing value. After 3 years from the degree, 80% of the graduates are employed in the field of agriculture, of forestry, of touring, and they are entrepreneurs and consultants. The research center deals with applied research, teaching and dissemination, and networking. In particular, the research is obviously applied research, concentrated on strategic topics for socio-economic development of mountain areas. So, innovate in the field of how to use resources without overconsumption. And the 3 macro areas in which we do research are agri-food, forestry, environment, administrative and legal sector, socio-economic and territorial development. The results are quite interesting. We produce new knowledge, as you can see, and we are now capable of attracting fundings from regional, national, and European level, with projects concentrated on bringing innovation into these areas. The main topics on which we are working now is territorial development, youth entrepreneurship, European projects, of course, there are different topics, and health, as Marie told. Regarding territorial development, our projects are in collaboration with local institutions and small mountains communities, and we work together in order to draw up together strategic programs and activities to promote sustainable development processes. And this happens in communities suffering from severe depopulation. Youth entrepreneurs in mountains, another very, very important topic. We monitor carefully this point because the future of mountain areas, from our point of view, depends on that. How many young people will decide to stay or to come back, because there is a growing number of young interested in coming back and living in mountain areas, doing creative activities, services, agriculture, forestry, but in an innovative way. And the profile of these entrepreneurs is very interesting because they are educated with high-level education degrees, and they are prepared to cope with this dimension. Regarding the projects at the European level, there are a lot of projects. Now we are working on, for example, how to manage ski areas in a proper way in order to reduce the impact on the environment of this activity, and we are working now on soil conservation, another concrete, very important question, and we are working since the beginning with the European strategy for the Alpine region. I'm the leader of the Action Group 1, dealing with the development of effective research and innovation ecosystem in the macro-regional Alpine area that has Alps in the center. And so research activities have to be focused also on this area. Regarding teaching, the Research Center provides postgraduate courses, seminars, webinars, and in this case, technology is applied, so blended learning and e-learning courses are proposed in order to reduce the distances and having the possibility to reach the largest number of users in a time and money-saving way. The virtual classroom for us now is a real meeting place for mountain communities. Since 2012, we organized more than 300 seminars, and the number of participants is very interesting, the median number, more than 100 participants. And as you can see, the use of technology is really effective. Regarding networking, we are in constant dialogue with the territory and mountain stakeholders, and this is another very, very important point. University open and interacting with the local dimension, the regional dimension, the European dimension, and we do this by means of participating to working groups, but also organizing working groups, using the virtual technology and promoting networking and participating to networks. Regarding the working tables, these are some examples. Working groups organized in Italy regarding mountain development, and we participate to all these working groups. And on the right, a very interesting experience, we established some working groups using the Facebook socials in order to facilitate the interaction, for example, of producers of saffron with the researchers and between the community, in order to share the experience, the problems, and to let the researchers know which are the main problems to be considered in the research activity, for example, because they impact completely on the activity of the producer. The same for agrobiodiversity, that is another very, very important and not well recognized resource for mountain areas, and beekeeping. We created a virtual community that facilitate the interaction between academia and civil society, enterprises, public institutions. So Unimont promotes an extensive, well-organized dynamic network, and it participates to the network, the international networks now active on mountain topic. And we established another very interesting point, a communication staff, a communication office, promoting the interaction with the community. We manage a portal, over 200,000 visits per year, and over 47,000 visitors per year, 25,000 contacts, animated daily, more or less daily, with email marketing, scientific dissemination, social networks, and networking, a very active community. So Unimont is a living lab, a place where we try to transfer the results of research activities and in educational proposals and on the territories when some tools, innovative tools are discovered. And we are convinced that humans are the essential key factor to trigger the development of these territories. After 20 years, we can say that it wasn't easy to establish the right relation with the local dimension, because everything had to be adapted or invented in teaching, for example, in defining the priorities for research activities, in interacting with the rest of the world, overcoming the distances. So we followed the formula to do useful things, to do things well, and to spread the message all around, let people know what we are doing. It was quite easy living there to discover the priorities, because if you stay in a little mountain village, you realize very soon which are the main things to be done based on daily life needs. So, lesson learned. Empower young people to develop and to promote the development of mountain areas is necessary to empower young people regarding the awareness of the importance of the specific dimension, the specific resources, and giving them innovative tools to cope with them and to valorize these resources. Innovation, another very, very important point, a new vision for mountain development based on specificities. Forget the comparison with urban area. And finally, that is a very, very important point, to be integrated with the local dimension and connected with the global one. Today is possible. I'd like to close with the voices, if possible. If it's complicated, it's not a problem. These are the voices of some graduates. It's not possible, so I asked Valeria, because there is also the possibility to give the voice to Valeria. She is one of our graduates now working with us. These are entrepreneurs that are the complete results of our activity, and their professional success is the much more important indicator of the usefulness of what we do. But we have, don't worry, Maria, we have Valeria. Valeria can summarize everything, and so these results are the proof that the direction is the right one, and that there is the possibility to build a new relationship between villages and urbanized area, but we have to put at the center of the attention humans and innovation. Please, Valeria.
Bonjour à tous. Thank you, Marie, for giving me the opportunity to participate in this important event of EUROMONTANA. As Professor Giorgi said, I'm graduated from Unimont, and I'm now working at the research center in Edolo. And after my bachelor degree, I chose to make a master on agroecosystem management in Pisa. What I can tell you about my experience as a student over there is that I think it's really important to study the mountains in the mountains, because you really understand the specificities of this area, and of course you really understand that is the life to choose, because the experience in the mountain is very different. And of course I'm I don't know, a case, because I was born in a city near Milan, and I chose to go to Edolo to study and hopefully to work. And also, for what concerns my personal experience, I did a longer period abroad, and I chose to come back to work in my country and in the mountains. And what I wish for young people, also younger than me, is that this possibility, to choose to live in the mountain, is going to become easier and easier with a certain grade of stability. And as Professor Price said yesterday, it's important to give young people reasons to stay in the mountains. And my experience in Edo was really good, so that's why I decided to come back also to work there. And for who wants more information, we are available to give you any information you need. And we have also informative material and brochures. So we are here for you at the end of the event for more information on Edo. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you to both of you. Do we have some specific questions right now? I'm sure that there will be some people who might be interested into transferring this model into other places, but do we have some specific questions or not? Yes, Martin.
Yeah, that was a very good presentation. Thanks, Anna. But I have one question. How do you talked about the researchers interacting with the local community. How do the students on the course interact with the local communities?
Students are really now a resource for local community. Edolo is now animated by students coming from all over Italy, and they are visible. And the community accepted them, and they want that the University of Montana grow and bring much more students to the local dimension. So a success also from that point of view, but it was not easy at the very beginning because there was nothing at all, and we had to build everything starting from nothing. This is the value of this experience because there are a lot of very important messages. The first one is that young are very important elements, of course, to promote the sustainable development of mountain areas, and that now we have a lot of youngs interested Italian, but I know that tendency is very similar in all the European mountains. And so we have to catch this opportunity and to build on this.
Thank you very much. So do you have a question? Yes, Mario.
I want to ask to the University of Edinburgh if it's possible to have a study about the cost of agriculture in mountain areas to give to politicians to better setting the cap. Because if I am a farmer, I say my vision. Why a university is much more, how to say, autorevole. This is a good approach for me because if politicians don't understand how much costs to stay in mountain areas for agriculture, we will never get the right support from the European Union. Thank you.
Yes, this is another important topic, but we are discussing now on that, and my opinion is the problem is not nowadays to produce data regarding the importance of agriculture and the costs of agriculture, and also about the benefits, because we have to concentrate the attention on the benefits generated by agricultural activities in mountain areas that are much more important than costs, and in long time they produce value. And so it's not a problem regarding the data, but it's a problem of the message we have to define and give together to the politicians. This is the key. It's not only academia, but together. People living, people interested, institutions, public institutions, private companies, together. And I think this is the way, due to my experience.
Thank you very much. Yeah, for sure we need to give the right messages.